There's a reason why pentatonic scales are so popular. It's because our ear likes them. Our ear really is drawn in by them. A lot of the most popular songs in the last 60 years utilize the pentatonic scale in its melody either somewhat or entirely. Who doesn't like a good blues, right? The song Summertime comes to mind. The scale has interest built right into it because it contains leaps. Leaps are larger jumps from note to note, perfect for pulling the ear in a satisfying way. So let's take an already interesting scale and jumble the notes around to grab a hold of the ear even more so. Check this out. The beauty of it is that it's easy to grab within the 5 basic shapes you probably already know. And you can move it around. So I'm going to move down to the starting on G. Exactly the same pattern. I'll move it up to here. A while back, I posted this video on pentatonic arpeggios, the pentatonic shape idea that no one talks about. I'll be sure to let you know how to watch it at the end of the video. Instead of 2 notes per string, I organize the scale so you play 3 notes, then 1 note, like this. Now, here's the cool part, okay? So you leave the middle note out. Well, I recently realized that there's an even easier way to play that same melodic pattern or sequence, and it doesn't require a big stretch.
I've got these tiny hands.
Let's start with that oh so common A minor pentatonic at the 5th fret. You know this one? So this is how the sequence goes. You start on the 6th string and then you jump to the next note on the next string. And then you play the note right beside it on that string that you just jumped to. So the notes are going to be A, D, E, G, C, D, E, A, C. As you can hear, it's the same sequence, but I can at least play it faster. It just works better for me.
Tiny hands.
So I thought I would share it with you. You can hammer on the 3rd note each time if you want. It's so cool. So it's essentially pluck, pluck, hammer over and over. Be careful not to say that one too fast. You don't have to do a hammer on, but if you're into that kind of thing, go for it. Now I'll move it down to start one off of G and keep the exact same pattern as before. Start here, jump up to the next string, and then either hammer or play that 2nd note. The next note's over here, so and I gotta move 3 frets. Back to the 3rd fret. So when you put it all together, it's gonna sound like this. if I was to do it the other way, I don't know, I just find that really hard to grab. The further you go down, that farther on the neck, it's hard to grab.
A man's got to play with the hands he's dealt.
This is way easier to grab. You don't have to go out of your way to get the exact same notes. Now, if I move it up to the one starting on C, again, the same pattern. So this one's based on this pattern. I call that flat 3 pattern because it's starting on the flat 3 of the scale. C is the flat 3 of A minor pentatonic. Now, we're going to do that same pattern. Skip this note. Awesome! I dig this so much. I hope you're digging it too. Let me know in the comments if you are digging this, by the way. Oh, and there's a PDF link below. The lesson will include another cool pattern to have fun with. It will also have some extra playing examples that we don't cover in this video. So you get more ideas to use this creative pattern on. Backing tracks will be available over at Patreon if you're interested in that, as well as a short video explaining another completely unique way to play the scale that I just learned very recently. So it's nice that we now know a new pattern, but we want to use it in a musical context, right? If you play rock, if you play jazz, maybe you could play something like this. The cool thing is that you can shift in and out of different positions easily. Here's a G minor pentatonic scale. I'm gonna switch back and forth. So I'm moving back and forth between the one that starts on the root and one that starts on the flat 3. So between G and B flat. Pretty cool. You can even take a part of the scale and move it around to get a cool angular modern sound. Going back to A minor, I'm just going to take 3 notes, G, C, and D, and repeat the same notes, the same shape 2 more times. So I'm going to play G, C, D, and then G, C, D, G, C, D. The same finger pattern, the exact same shape. I'm just moving it from the 5th and 6th string to the 4th and 3rd, and then the 2nd and 1st string. You can easily connect positions. Or create an inside-outside sound. The limitations are only what your mind can imagine. Now that we have checked out how to make an interesting scale even more interesting, check out these other interesting videos.